Today on Ballistic Burgers, I'm going to be making for you guys the Funkadelic Burger. Let's get going. Recently on my other channel, Ballistic BBQ, I uploaded a video where I had dry aged a whole prime rib roast, bone in, for 200 days using this special technique that I kind of stole from a very renowned chef out of Australia. Anyway, in the comments on that video, it turned out really good, by the way. The meat actually turned out really good. I received several comments on that video well, a few comments at least, to grind up one of the steaks and make a burger, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm calling this the Funkadelic Burger because it's funky. There's going to be a lot of like umami going on here. So we're going to kick this off by making kind of, I'm not going to call it a sauce, a topping. So in the old cast iron skillet, I'm going to put in some olive oil, some very thinly sliced sweet onion, some shiitake mushrooms, so what I'm doing now is we're just trying to cook out a lot of this water from the onions and the mushrooms. So my skillet's getting a little dry. I want to add some liquid. Even though we're cooking the water out, I don't want to burn these in the skillet. So we need to add some liquid. And I'm going to add some beef bone broth. This will add some nice flavor, but it'll also help with the cook. And if I see this starting to, again, dry out again, then we're going to be adding more bone broth. Lowering the temperature a little bit, I'm going to allow this to kind of simmer with this broth in here. And we're going to grind some meat. Here is that 200-day dry-aged ribeye, and as you can see, I've already sliced it and the bone has been removed. I'm using that coarse grind plate for the meat grinder here. Get the tube loaded up with a little meat. See how dark that meat is. It's just very like that ruby color. There's the first grind. Now I'm going to go ahead and run this through the grinder a second time. All right, and there we are. Now it's time to make that patty, but before I do, I'm going to add a little bit of, this is sun-dried tomato paste. A few dashes of, for us in America, this is Worcestershire sauce. And for those of you, or at least many of you in the UK, Worcester sauce. No arguments there. People get really upset about this sauce. I wish they would change the name to just sauce. Stir it up. It's looking good. It smells really good now with that tomato paste in there. I'm going to add just a little bit more of that bone broth. Just going to let this cook down. Back to the patties. So I'm going to be using one of my burger rings here. And again, 4.5 inches in diameter and 2 inches deep. And this is really nice thick stainless steel. These things are awesome. I'm not going to weigh the meat. I'm just looking for thickness and size of the patty I want, but I'll weigh it and let you know how much it weighs when I'm done here. And there we go. It's funny, I am noticing a texture difference in this extremely dry-aged beef. The fat seems a lot more dense than just traditional ground beef. Sauce is coming along. All right, this is looking good. Now what I'm going to do is get the griddle all heated up, and I'm going to allow this to set on the cooler side of the griddle. It'll continue to simmer down. Simmer down now. Let's start cooking. So I have 3 of the 4 burners on medium high. The 4th burner is off, but there's enough heat over there to keep those onions and mushrooms cooking down. Add a little bit of salt. This is kosher, coarse ground kosher salt to the burger patty. Put it on the griddle. A little bit more salt. Get that parchment back on the burger. And I just want to even this up a little bit more. So this is going to make the side of the patty that is down on the griddle, it'll make it a lot more flat. Much better. Parchment down next to the patty there. This is some shaved Parmesan cheese. So I'm using onion rolls, and these were actually 2 separate rolls that I just sliced the bottom off. These are just very thin, kind of, I don't know, dinner rolls. Put down some butter. Get these guys toasted up. Cheese is done. Nice toast on those buns. All right, now we have some capicola. I know some people call it gabagool, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, beautiful, look at that. Let's make a burger. Get that funky burger down, that funky patty down. Beautiful sear on that thing. That Parmesan cheese. The now very crispy capicola chips. That funkadelic burger topping. Crown this beauty. Oh. And I present the Funkadelic Burger. Let's give this a try. Look at that. So the buns are very, very soft. Smells good. I mean, I'm actually smelling the onions coming off the bun. Kind of reminds it, for some reason it has a Thanksgiving kind of a smell to it. Everything smells really, really good. So first things first, you know, you're getting this up to your face and you're smelling the onions on this roll, and it's just so soft and so warm. You're going through it. You're getting into this topping, this onion and mushroom topping, which is very, very good. You know, it has a little bit of that sun-dried tomato-y taste, but there's a lot of that savory umami-ness going on here. Then you're getting into that very, very crisp capicola, those really thin capicola slices. Just again, the texture is, all of a sudden it's going from ultra soft to very, very like potato chip crisp. But you're getting that nice kind of porky paprika flavor from that. Going into the Parmesan, which, you know, has that funk, that kind of, again, very savory funkiness. Then going into that beef patty. It's got some funk going on, but in a good way. Just very, very, very rich, very rich. Yeah, all in all, I mean, very, very kind of a gourmet feel to it. I mean, you saw it's a simple burger, but it's very high end, very elevated, rich as all get out. I mean, I think I'm probably would have trouble eating this entire burger, at least right now. It's rich, but very, very, very good. I mean, I guess the best way of describing it is it's decadent. It's a very decadent burger, but good. I'm really happy. I have one more steak that is going to stay as a steak. I'm cooking it for a buddy. We share the same birthday, which was yesterday, by the way. And I'm going to have kind of a flight of different types of steaks, and that's going to be included. It's a little celebration of our birthdays. But all in all, very happy with this, and I do not regret grinding up what would be a very expensive piece of meat. I know some people get annoyed with that, but it's mine. I did do what I want with it, and I don't have any regrets. So it's good. Very, very good. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. The buns, I really like the buns. I'm glad I did that. Again, they weren't being sold as hamburger buns. They were being sold as just buns, and they were too thin to cut in half and use one of them as a burger bun. So I went with the old, for those of you who remember the old school Popeye cartoons, Wimpy, how they were rounded on the top and the bottom. So it's a cartoon burger. Funkadelic. Anyway, I don't have anything to drink. I'll see, guys, if you're not subscribed, please hit that red subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell. Thumb up the video if you liked it. Comment, please. And sharing the video is not going to hurt either. See you in the next video. Cheers.